I remember the day that I first saw The Incredibles in the theaters. I think it was with like a class or something. But anyways, we're going to be ranking the characters of The Incredibles. Now, I believe I ranked the movies. If you want to see it, I will have it in the cards. But yeah, we're just going to get started. Yeah, y'all staying safe in that heat wave because it's hot. The next video will be Family Guy. It seems like my Family Guy videos, y'all love them. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put up. First, we're gonna start with Edna Mode. Okay, she is a whole character. So her character, she basically fixes Bob Parr, you know, Mr. Incredible suit, right? And she's like, no, we're not gonna go with this suit. Yes, I can fix your suit, but I'm also gonna upgrade you. Okay, we're gonna get you a better suit. So she gives him a better suit, and you know, I guess you could consider her the auntie. I thought he was voice Chucky, forget it. But like he wasn't Ratatouille, so they chose him to voice her. She is into designing super suits, and she made a lot of people's, I think, no, but she was like, no capes. We're not doing capes. And they showed this whole flashback of everybody getting caught up in like an airplane thing or anything like that. I love Edna, but I'm gonna give her like a 6. I think she's very 6 worthy. She's a cool character and all, but she's like a supporting character. Okay, next character, Helen Parr. Oh my gosh, I love her body. Okay, it was nice to see a curvy woman on the screen, especially now being a curvy woman. I loved Helen Parr. I loved her superpower where she had the elasticity. I love the story that we see of her and Bob, and you know how they're about to get married and how they, you know, played off they mad, but you know it's like this whole facade or not a facade, but yeah. I love her character. I love how good mom she is. And yeah, so I have seen something here like they're made like, why did they make Elastigirl so thick? Like us thicky girls love that. Okay, and basically it was because Mirage's body type was the standard of female beauty, to put it frankly. Mirage was hot. So Pixar gave Elastigirl her figure to distinguish her from Mirage and signal her older womanhood, not to make her more attractive. So I like that. I will give Helen Parr a 9. Okay, and then I love like how in Incredibles 2, you know how Incredible 1, it was like Mr. Incredible's turn. Now it was her turn to like save the world, and like, you know, she fell for the lady, but you know, we're just gonna kind of stick to the first movie here. We will see how many characters we get through. Okay, the next character that's showing up for me is Violet Parr. I liked her. Like, you know, she kind of reminded me of a little bit of me. Like, you know, I'm a shy person still to this day, 31 years old, Disney adult here, like Disney and Nickelodeon. So if y'all see a lot of that content, that's why. That's because I never grew out of it and I still like it. Like some of my stuff from my childhood, I still like it. So that's why I make the content that I make. But anyways, so Violet, she's introduced as a gloomy, uncertain, overwhelmed, shy, and socially withdrawn girl with a few self-esteem issues. But she meets this guy and she likes him. But then she figures out she has superpowers. So her superpower is like she can make a force field, okay? She makes this force field around her, and let's finish her power. I will also have to give her a 9. So the next one is Syndrome, okay? Oh, and so Syndrome, he's a villain, okay? He wanted to be by Mr. Incredible's side. He was like, I want to be an incredible boy like you. And Mr. Incredible was like, I work alone, you know? So Syndrome was like, that day it probably broke his little heart that he wanted to be Mr. Incredible Boy so bad that he, in time, well, he was named Buddy, but then, you know, he came up with the superhero name, and his thing is, his basis is that he wants to get back at Mr. Incredible. So Mr. Incredible doesn't know, but that's who he's working for and all of these things. So for the next 15 years, Buddy used his skill with inventions to become a highly successful and wealthy weapons designer and arms dealer, becoming a supervillain. Though that's not stated in the film, it was implied that he made money and became rich selling his weaponry to terrorist groups, foreign dictators, and organized crime families. After raiding through his agent, Mirage, who we'll get to, Syndrome contacted various retired superheroes, tasking them with the destruction of various prototypes. And after repairing and improving the machine, Syndrome was sent to fight Mr. Incredible, and like they had this whole battle out, and basically Syndrome dies essentially in the fact that his cape gets stuck on the blades. He was killed by a combination of the engine's blades, the intense heat of the engine, and the of the plane. So Syndrome gets a 1 for me. Like, you really got mad because Mr. Incredible wouldn't let you be a part of his team. Like, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No. Ugh. Okay. Next one is Bob Parr. So Bob Parr is Mr. Incredible. Okay, so he is very obsessed with crime work, even though he got in some trouble, like he saved somebody and he didn't want to be saved. And he is like still fighting crime. Like, you know, he settled into family life. He's working at this bank or something like that, and he's not really feeling it. He tries to help people, and his boss gets mad at him. He'll be like, Bob, and then like he uses his strength as like this. That's his power, and like he shoves him through a wall and he gets fired. And that's when the Mirage things happens and the Syndrome thing happens. And then the second movie, he's more of the stay-at-home dad in that movie, and he's basically helping with the kids, even though the kids are like, we want our mom back, like, you don't know what you're doing, you know. So for Bob, I am going to have to give him a 7. Like, sometimes it felt like he didn't really care about his family. He only cared about more into getting into superhero work. And like when Dash was getting in trouble in school for putting the tax on the chair, he wasn't really paying attention. He was just more paying attention to his food. So that's where he's at. We're going to get to the rest of the family, and then we'll get back to Frozone. Jack is the baby. In the first movie, he doesn't seem to have any powers, but we get a little sneak peek of his powers at the end of the movie when Syndrome takes Jack, and he's like, Jack like, ooh, like it's all bad. And like in the second movie, we see his powers more form. That's all we really know about him right now. I heard that they are trying to make like an Inside Out, like based on Jack's emotions, Jack's emotions. So we'll see. But his character gets like a 4. Like, his superpowers are cool, but he's a baby. He can't do much. Like, I'm sorry, he can't do much. Okay, the next one is Dash. I loved his superpower of him being able to like run fast. Love that, but I didn't like that he kept getting in trouble. And then like, I think in the second movie, they changed the voice actor. I don't know, maybe they needed another kid to play the role or something, because it did not sound like the same person to me. It did sound like the same person to y'all. So I will give him a 8.5. Now we're gonna go back to Frozone. He is played by the amazing Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, so his power was like freezing things, like he could turn water into ice, this and the third, and I personally loved it. Like, I thought it was an ingenious idea. I'm gonna give him a 7. Mirage, she's very pretty. Okay, so she got this look, like she's what the typical woman looks like, not like curvy, but the typical skinny woman, you know, and that's what she represented. She was the beard behind Syndrome's antics. She was sending him on, like, sending Mr. Incredible on the missions and this, that, and the third. Let's see what happened to her character. Okay, like, she has a change of heart after Syndrome appears to undervalue her life. You know, she didn't like to attack children, this, that, and the third. And yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Like, did she just like go away or whatever? Because like we never heard from her again after like Mirage helped Mr. Incredible save his kids. So after Mirage, we have a lot of minor characters that I'm not really gonna get into. That's just the main ones. And from the second movie, if y'all want me to talk about those, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk about the superheroes and like the villain from the second movie, because she was a bitch. She was. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this worst to best thing of the characters. So of course, Mrs. Incredible got the best and Jack got the worst, if y'all didn't figure that out. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, please. It really helps the video. Share this out to other people who you may know like the Incredibles. And I will see you next time. Bye.